Today's video is called What are Parallel Selves? Are they for real? Where do they come from? What is their function? Physicists have told us about the concept of parallel universes or the many worlds theory. Several films and TV shows have also shown us characters in parallel worlds, but that doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of the parallel worlds and environments we actually experience in every lifetime. Why? As explained in my first video, we don't really exist in time. We exist in event space where all events happen in the same space at the same time. Our past, present, and future are simply event points that create the illusion of time as we shift our focus from one event to the next. All these event points in the sphere are slightly different from each other. Each has a specific set of circumstances for us to experience. How does it work? Event space allows us to experience things in different ways. There are many possibilities to choose from. But here's the kicker. We don't have to choose just one possibility. We can explore more than one possibility at the same time. How? By creating parallel selves to do it. This is a mind-blowing new concept to us, but it's not science fiction, it's science fact. Event space copies us and the environment we're in to create parallel versions of us. Then we start exploring different possibilities at the same time. That makes our lifetime much more efficient. Sounds freaky, but how does it work? When we come to a fork in the road, we have a decision to make. Do we go straight ahead, turn left or right, or what? That's the choice we have to make without knowing where the road leads us or what the outcome will be. If we want to explore every fork in this road, event space copies us and the road so we can explore all these paths at the same time. That means there's a whole team of parallel yous out there. They are as real as the you here is. You may not like the sound of that because your ego likes to think that you are the only incarnate self here, or at least the primary one. All these others must be secondary to you, right? Well, we don't really know if that's the case or not, but it doesn't matter because every parallel matters. They all contribute to our evolution because evolution is experiential. Here's another way to look at event space where all is choice. We're not limited to just one path or arrow or sequence of event points. We're making new choices and creating many parallels every step of the way. Pretty soon all these parallels start to look like a tree. Here is a tree diagram to show how it works. Event space goes where our intention goes and creates a new branch there. When our intention is strong, the branch becomes thicker because we put more sentient energies in that direction. When we are indecisive, the branch becomes thinner. It doesn't know which way to go. When we lose interest, it becomes a dead end that collapses back into the nearest branch or the trunk itself so that the energies can be used elsewhere. Let's take it a step further. Here's the same tree. The trunk represents our life plan with its major themes and lessons. There is an overall direction to our life, which is the mainstream event space at the top. The branches represent different choices that create different what-if scenarios. We play them out and see what happens. That's how we learn about the cause and effect of things. Some event spaces support our goals, while others take us off course. Event space is a temporary structure, so the branches can grow or collapse in an instant to suit our needs. Now here's the life of a guy we'll call Joe Parallel. He wants to explore all kinds of what-if scenarios. Event space creates an event bubble or a parallel environment around every choice he makes. For example, in some event bubbles he's a tough guy. In other scenarios he's an average Joe, or a nerd, or more successful in achieving his life goals. On another branch he's a bit of a rock star. But nearby he has a car accident and dies, so that branch becomes a dead end and collapses back into the next branch or the trunk. All these variations are being played out simultaneously. They go on for as long as the intention to experience that condition is there. The only thing that screws this game up is suicide, which causes all the parallels to end instantly. The lifetime is over, but unfinished. Joe needs a do-over. So what kind of choices do we play out with parallel selves? They can be as mundane as how to get to work. Do you walk, bike, take the bus, or drive to work? Do you take the bus or miss the bus? Which way do you go, the highway or the surface roads? When you fly on an airplane, do you choose the window seat, middle, or aisle seat? Are you on a plane that crashes or one that doesn't crash? Which girl do you marry? Do you grow old together or split up? Do you move to a different city or immigrate to a foreign country to work? Do you start smoking and drinking as a young man? Do you get lung cancer and die early? Or do you stop smoking and start exercising and taking care of your health? These are the kinds of parallel experiences that we may choose to explore in any lifetime. They are all created through our choices. As you can imagine, the parallel conditions are constantly ebbing and flowing, appearing and disappearing, here, there, and everywhere. Sometimes there are lots of parallels, from 200 to 100,000 versions of us, but at other times the parallels collapse and merge with a nearby branch because we've lost interest in that scenario. But the lifetime is not really finished until the last parallel self has merged back into the trunk, which represents the main goal or reason for the lifetime. That's when we're done because we did everything we were expected to do. This is what our tree of life really looks like. It's a big, old, gnarly thing with all the parallels doing their own thing. So everything we experience is only a parallel to another parallel condition. That's how the game of life is played. After we die, we have a life review to look at all these parallels in detail to see which ones worked and which ones didn't work so well. That's how we experience, learn, and evolve from everything we encounter. You should know that you're never alone. There's a whole team of guides and helpers that support you from the energetic side. You just need to pay attention to your intuition, gut instincts, or sudden hunches that help you stay on your path. Now that you see that there's a whole team of parallel yous doing things, you realize it's not all on your shoulders. So don't worry about changing your mind. Choose whatever you enjoy doing. You're here to try it and see if you like it. Learn what you can, then course correct and move on. But pay attention to those guides and helpers that work hard behind the scenes to keep you on track. When you know all this, you can live your life a little more consciously or intentionally. You are in charge after all. For more information, please go to my website at bigpicturequestions.com or read my books, which have a lot more information about who we are, why we're here, and what happens to us in the afterlife.